Hello! Hello, my name is Catherine Elizabeth and I'm a millinery designer. You might have seen these videos before, and if you have, then welcome back. If you haven't seen them before at all, just whilst we're waiting for some other people to join on, I'll just explain a little bit about what it is. So I'm a milliner, like I said. I've been going for over 10 years, probably more like 15 years. I now have a shop in the Oxo Tower. I love it, I'm obsessed with it, obsessed with making hats. But a few years ago, probably about a year and a half ago, I set up this Inspiring Creative Women business. It's not really a business, it's just a way of helping and influencing, doing Facebook Lives, putting things out there that are useful for business owners to help them, and just a way for me to give back, really, because I have been helped in the past with my business, and I've learned a lot over the last few years about business and PR and how to get yourself out there and how to market yourself and things like that. So it's just a way of me giving back. And also we have a Facebook group which is called Inspiring Creative Women. If you join that group, then that's brilliant, because then you can mix with all the other people in there. You can chat to them, they can give you their tips and advice on their experiences. If you have any questions, you can also ask questions in there. I'm happy to help, happy to answer, or happy for anybody else to answer as well. And it's a really nice community, so please join that. Also, we have a website, Inspiring Creative Women website. On there you can get your free Instagram guide to help you with Instagram, which is great for today. And also I have on there some tips and tricks, and we might be starting something exciting in September, which is also on there. And there'll be lots of other things going up, like little mini courses and things like that going up on there. So please keep your eye out for that. And that's what it is. This is for Inspiring Creative Women by Inspiring Creative Women. Hi Amanda! Good evening, thanks for coming on. Yes, isn't it sunny emblem on there. It's so hot, isn't it? I can't believe it, really. We're having such an amazing summer. I don't think I remember any of these summers since I was 10. So this is brilliant, isn't it? Okay, so if you have any questions today, anyone, this is about influencers, and if you think, what are influencers, then please let me know, put in the description below a little bit about what you're thinking and any questions you want to ask. And then I can try my best to answer them. I'm not saying I'm an absolute expert, I'm just saying that I have been working in business for over the 10 years and I can just give you my knowledge. But also I've been researching a little bit more about influencers recently, because it's something that I'm looking into more and more. It's really important, especially in this day and age. So I just thought I'd give you a couple of tips of things that I've been learning. Okay. Amanda says, I'm melting. It is, I went outside for about 5 minutes today. Thought, well, I'll get some sun, and then I just couldn't cope with it. So sorry about that. We had poor connection. In this day and age, getting poor connection. So I just had to go and fiddle with the machine to get it back on. Anyway, sorry about that. Right, so today we're talking about influencers. 3 tips on working with influencers. I've actually got 4, just thought I'd say 3 and add in another one. If you don't know anything about influencers and you think, what are they, then really there's a new way of saying it. So there used to be bloggers, but now we have so many media channels and so many different ways that people can find followers and get followers and be influencers, that they call them influencers, obviously. So these are Instagrammers, like I say, YouTubers, they could be bloggers, vloggers, they call them, anybody who's got a bit of a following, or people that like to promote products but in a genuine, authentic way, products that they really like, and then they're just gaining followers naturally. So those are influencers. You can find people with 50,000 plus, 21k, millions even. How many people? There's Twitter with people who've got millions of followers. You've got Pinterest, you've got Instagram, you've got Snapchat, and then also Facebook. I think Instagram is the best one for now, especially for influencers. If you've got products and if you're creating things like us, if you're creating like physical products, and even if you're creating things that are online that you can have lovely visuals for, Instagram is brilliant for that. So they're Instagrammers, YouTubers, bloggers, vloggers, and they're all called influencers. So so the first one is work with influencers who are passionate advocates of your brand and who would truly like your products. So you don't want to just go for people who you think, you know, oh, that might be interesting, I could work with them, you know, send them a message and they're like, oh yeah, okay, then we'll write about you, but they're not really that interested, or they haven't really got that many followers, or they're not really engaged with their clients, customers and things, or if they're not really that bothered and they sort of don't really write that much, or they say they're going to write and then they don't. You know, don't find these people. Don't find people that you think it might be easy to include, you know, to use. Find people who are really passionate about what you do. Find people who might be talking about millinery, or might be talking about bags or accessories. They might be, if you're a beauty, you know, might be a beauty blogger, but someone who is really niche at that would help with your product. So you want to find great influencers like that. So work with influencers who are passionate advocates of your brand and who truly like your products. And you're thinking, how do I do that? Because, you know, I don't know. You want to be researching people, having a look at them, having a look at sort of who might be talking about products like yours and seeing if they're a good fit. It's a little bit of study, so, and it's trial and error. So you really need to be just not Googling, but looking at you know, influencers on Instagram and just working out who would be a good fit for you. Number 2, influencers typically want to promote products and causes they genuinely believe in or use. They have to think about their brands as well as yours. So you're a brand and you want to be put forward in the right light to the right customers, the people who are your customers, but also they have a brand, so they have to stick to that. They're not going to, if they're talking about you know, house building, they're not going to suddenly talk about toothpaste. So they need something that's going to work with them and their followers. So the people that follow them are following them because they want their advice, they want to see what they're talking about, they want to see what trends they're talking about. So it has to be something good for their customers and something that's going to work for them and look good on their, you know, blog, Twitter, whichever it is. So they have a brand as well, so just think about that. With this in mind, it's good to build relationships with a good influencer before approaching them. So this is what I think. You need to be building it up slowly. So you're not just going to suddenly email someone out of the blue and say, do you want to wear my product? If they've never heard of you before, or you know, not sure about them, they might be very busy, they might not get back to you, and you might get disheartened. So it's good to be following them. Find influencers you like that could be a good fit. Be authentic yourself. Like their posts and comment on them, and you can even send them a private message. So you don't want to do this, you want them to be authentic and you want them to really like your product, but you need to be authentic too. So you don't really want to do something with someone and be unauthentic. You don't want to be liking their posts just for the sake of it. You want to actually be genuinely liking their things because you like them, writing messages that are good, not just a hello. You could write nice things underneath, and then you could send them a message after you've been liking things for a little while, just saying things like, I really like your blog, I really like your feed, I really enjoy what you say, I really like that post that you did at that point and explained about this thing. You know, you just want to say genuine comments to them, and then I'll be like, they'll thank you, you know, boost their ego a little bit. It just sort of, everybody wants that, don't they? So then they're more likely to like you and start looking at your work and your Instagram and your website and things like that to see what you're about. But if you're just going to like one thing and then go straight into messaging them and they don't know that much about you, you might not get that much of a response. And if you have started liking things and you're liking posts and you're writing and you're commenting and then you message and you get silence, don't be disheartened by it, because you know, they just might not think that you're a right fit for them, or your business might not be ready, might not be in the right level that they want to work with at that particular time. They might be busy with other things, so don't take anything personally, just keep going, find others and message them, and at some point you're going to be lucky and get someone coming back to you. Another thing that I should mention is if you're new and you're starting out and you've got a few hundred followers or a few thousand followers, then you want to go for someone who's a step above you but not too far ahead. So if you've got, say, 1,000 or 2,000 followers, you want to be going for someone who's got, say, 5,000 to 20,000 followers. I heard the other day that you can go up to 50,000, but I think that's a little bit too much if you're lower down with your followers. So maybe 5 to 20. If you go for those sort of influencers, then you're more likely to get a response than if you're going to go for the sort of 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 followers. So just keep that in mind. And also you might be thinking about, do I need to pay them? How much do I need to pay if I do? Some bloggers used to just, you know, I think gifting is a way, you shouldn't really be gifting for something, but they do take things, so they do like to just have things in return for their work. Now they're running a business as well, so they need to make money and get things. And in the old days, you used to just be able to send them something, but now they're sort of putting a price on things and saying, well, if I give you this much attention and I write this, then it's going to cost you this much. Maybe they could write a blog and put Instagram things out and put Twitter things out for you. So look for the ones that maybe you could, are happy for you to send them products in return for their business and for their work. And then that's easier. Or maybe you could do a competition rather than the ones that you're going to be paying sort of 500, 1,000 or more to, just at the beginning. So just look for the ones that are a little bit lower at first. Amanda says, oh dear, yes, sorry if it's, the internet's not very good today. Do you give them a hat if it's millinery, or do you loan it to them? Or yeah, I don't think you loan it to them, but that is a nice way to make relationships with people. So I've had a sort of model stroke writer who came in recently, and I lent her a hat to go to Henley. I might do that with singers and models and things that I want to build a relationship with, or other designers. I might make them something. If I think I'm going to get something back from it, if they're going to help in some way, then I would do that and I would loan it to them. So if they're a smaller brand, then they might be okay with just loaning it, but probably gifting is the best thing. And recently I've heard that experiences is what they're after now, because you know they probably maybe they want money, but they might have made their money, or they might not want the actual product gift, they want an experience. So if it's something you can give them as an experience, then it's much more interesting. So I could do a hat class, and I could do that for a few bloggers or just one and their friends. And then that's a nice little way of just giving something back. You know, have a champagne evening, invite them along. Just look at what things they might be interested in, and you can just sound them out. Once you build up the relationship, you can just talk to them and see what might work and what they think they would like for the service they're giving to you. So number 4. So find good influencers. So you need to find them, and you need to find the good ones for you, right? So think about your target demographic. This is your customer. So who is your customer? What do they listen to? So think about your customer, have it in your head. What do they listen to? What do they watch? Who do they see as an authority and can rely on? So who do they listen to? Who does your ideal customer listen to? Maybe you can ask some of your clients that you've already had what podcasts they listen to, what YouTube things they listen to, what blogs they're following and what they're reading. So then you can get an overall understanding of what most of your clients are looking at. So who's your customer? What do they listen to? What do they watch? Who do they see as the authority they can rely on? Who do they follow on Instagram, and what blogs do they read? So you can just work out then who would be a brilliant customer, who would be a brilliant influencer for you to find your right customers. So if you're doing millinery or doing hats or bags, you're not going to go to a beauty blogger. You might go to a lifestyle blogger. You might just go to a fashion blogger or someone who works with accessories and things like that. So you're going to work with the niche that works with you. Because if you go for a beauty blogger and just think, well, they've got 20,000 followers, you know, they're really friendly, they're chatting to me, or they're going to write about me. You know, just think, have they got your customers? If they put a post out, are your target customers going to be looking at that, or are they going to be completely wrong for you? Which in that case, it's a waste of time. Listening to podcasts, Amanda. Brilliant. Fabulous, that's really good. I found some new ones recently. I must put some links below from what ones that I found. But when I have a new idea, I just search for a new podcast about that idea and start listening to that. Hi, Lily. Oh no, sorry, Lily. Last time I accidentally went onto my main page, not on the Inspiring Creative Women page. So you might have thought that we were back on that one, but sorry, it was a mistake. I thought I was pressing the right thing, and it went over to there. But anyway, I shared it. So even if you're on the wrong one, you'll always see it on the shared, but usually it's always on this Inspiring Creative Women page, and then we share it in the blog. So we were just discussing about to find good influencers, you need to know the demographic of your customers to work out which ones you need. So what do they listen to? Who do they watch? Who do they see as an authority? Who do they follow on Instagram? What blogs do they read? Even what podcasts do they listen to? So if you can find the right answers to those questions, you'll find the right influencers for your products. And then lastly, when you find influencers, like I was saying before, you need the 5k, maybe to the 5k to the 20k, or even if you've only got a few followers and you've got a brilliant website, you've only got a few Instagram followers, then you might want to go for sort of 500 mark and just build yourself up, but just depending on what you've got. But they say if you go for 5k to 20k, then that's gonna be brilliant, because when they put a post out, they might it might only hit a certain amount of people, and a certain amount of people might only find it. It might only be 10%. So thinking about that, it's lessening the numbers a little bit. So you can go for higher, you can go for 5k, and then you might get a few hundred actually looking at it, which is brilliant. Also, look at the engagement. So when you're finding one, they might have a load of followers, but look at the engagement. Look at actually how many likes they're getting, but not just likes, how many comments they're getting as well. And if these comments are good comments, so if they're if they're asking about a product, or if they're saying that's a brilliant post, I really like that product, or talking to the actual person that's running the influencer who's running the Instagram page, sort of talking to them a little bit more, not just saying, when you get messages like hiya or good or heart and that's it. If they've only got things like that, then the customers might not be that engaged. So when they end up writing about you and putting a picture up of your products, their customers might not even be the right ones for them, or they might not even be interested in what you're selling or any products. So just have a look at the comments. So you find the influencer, you see how many likes they're getting, how many followers they're getting, and then you want to have a look at the answers to questions on their Instagram page, so if anyone's commenting. Also on the blogs, people comment underneath blogs, so you can always check that, but less people write on blogs than they do on Instagram. So just have a look and see if they're engaged in that influencer, if they're really talking, if they're asking questions, and then that'll be brilliant, because then they're going to be doing that about your product completely all the time, because it would just be an advertising page. They're going to write nice things up about what they're doing, where they're going, who they are. If they're going on holiday, they're going to recommend that. Also, if they buy products, they're going to recommend that. They might have found you and they might come to you, and then they want to recommend you, which is brilliant. So then you just need to check them out and make sure that they have enough and that they are engaged with their target audience, and see if they're good. Back! I keep going and touching it and it's alright again. Sorry about that, lost the internet connection again. Like I say, this day and age, how can this happen? Anyway, I've been waffling on for about half an hour now, and it was supposed to be just a quick 5-minute one. So I hope that was useful, I hope it's interesting. Have a look at some influencers online, but also Google it. Just Google how to get influencers and what it's all about and what blogging's all about, and make sure you're blogging on your website, as well as trying to get it up in the ranks of Google and getting to the top, and then more people are going to find you. I want to do something bigger on SEO soon and how to get your website up, but you will find videos in the past under Inspiring Creative Women and in the group, which are old blogs and old videos on things like SEO and website and PR and loads of other things. Thank you for the hearts, thank you. Amanda says, good point, sometimes they're not real followers. Yes, because some people can buy followers and some people just use these companies to get more followers and get them higher up. So then they might, you can see that, because you could see that there's not that much engagement going on. So just have a look at that as well. Any other questions? If any of you have got any points as well about influencers that you found, or ways to get through to them, to build a relationship with them, then please put it below, and it's always great just to share different things and your experiences. So please also join the Facebook group Inspiring Creative Women and have a look at the website and see what's going on there. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Go into the group and ask questions and comment, and that's brilliant. And have a lovely, lovely week. All right, thank you. Bye.